What's going on, guys? My name is Stoody. I'd like to welcome you all back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be listing the top 10 biggest comebacks for the 2025 AFL season. Now if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to click the thumbs up button and leave a like on this video, and be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content like this in the future. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Number 10, 30 points. Geelong 18-11-119 defeated Adelaide 15-10-100, round 5, 2025. To kick off gather round, Adelaide got out to a 30-point lead in the second quarter at Adelaide Oval. However, Geelong were able to come back and get a 19-point victory away from home. Bailey Smith got 35 disposals for Geelong and a goal, while Max Holmes got 32 disposals and a goal. Darcy Fogarty kicked 4 goals in the second quarter, and Jeremy Cameron and Patrick Dangerfield each booted 4 goals for Geelong.
To make it absolutely categorically out of reach. The Cats are home. The Cats were undermanned. They were underdogs, but they weren't overwhelmed. Geelong gather the 4 points.
Number 9, 31 points. Brisbane 14-10-94 defeated West Coast 11-9-75, round 2, 2025. West Coast kicked the first 5 goals of the game against Brisbane in round 2, 2025 at the Gabba to get out to an early 31-point lead. This was very embarrassing for Brisbane, especially since it was at home and being the reigning premiers, while West Coast were looking likely to win the wooden spoon. Everyone's expectation obviously was that eventually West Coast would choke the lead, as they were the clear worst team in the competition. And choke they did. Brisbane played terrible and couldn't even hit the lead until the last quarter, but managed to dodge a very embarrassing bullet and walked away with a 19-point win. Brisbane would go on to win back-to-back premierships after this, so good thing this match will be forgotten quickly.
The crowd.
Bit of attention to his left hamstring, so it'll be a must-watch to see what happens.
Kickers in, being stolen by Jasper Fletcher. Fletcher, a star in the making. Puts a nail in the coffin. And the Brisbane Lions had to play catch-up. The Eagles were courageous. They made it a real grind for the reigning premiers. But the Lions lifted when it mattered most.
Number 8, 32 points. Brisbane 10-10-70 defeated Geelong 9-7-61, round 3, 2025. The next comeback on this list was also completed by Brisbane the very next week. This time it was a lot more impressive, as they were up against Geelong, who Brisbane would go on to defeat in the grand final. Now this match was originally supposed to be during opening round, but due to the cyclone it had to be postponed. Geelong led Brisbane by 32 points during the second quarter of this match before Brisbane came back. Brisbane kept Geelong completely scoreless in the third quarter to take the lead by three-quarter time, and eventually walking away with a 9-point victory. Will Ashcroft got 33 disposals and kicked a goal for Brisbane.
Forced to Lockie Neal. Bailey. Zach Bailey sees things inside to Berry. Should run in, should kick the sealer. Berry does! Barrels it forward. Tough one to pick up.
Did well.
Henry drops it in only as far as Archie. Brisbane start their premiership defence 3-0. Cats go 1-2. Brisbane by 9 points. Overturning a 32-point.
Number 7, 32 points. Adelaide 15-11-101 defeated Hawthorn 13-9-87, round 21, 2025. Hawthorn kicked the first 5 goals against Adelaide in the round 21 clash at Adelaide Oval to get out to an early 32-point lead, just to concede the next 7 and have a scoreless second quarter to be down by 16 at the main break. Hawthorn, however, fought back, dominating the third quarter, kicking 6 goals to 2 to have an 8-point lead at three-quarter time, but Adelaide were too good, getting the victory by 14 points. Thilthorpe and Gunston kicked 4 goals each. This was also the infamous game where Sook Jack Ginnivan gave the middle finger to the fans after his team lost, then had a cry when the media tried to interview him to explain his actions at the airport.
Ice in the big man's veins.
Just going to think about stopping the play for a cramp, which is ridiculous. That's 70 metres off the ball.
Now you can't do this. This has got to change.
September live contest. An entree for these Adelaide fans as Matthew Nix's side confirms categorically it's a...
Number 6, 34 points. GWS Giants 12-8-80 defeated Richmond 10-17-77, round 12, 2025. Richmond were completely dominating the Giants at NG Stadium in the round 12 clash. This was very embarrassing for the Giants as they were premiership contenders while Richmond were wooden spooners the previous season. However, for the first 3 quarters, Richmond were all over the Giants, who were playing their worst game all season, and got out to a 34-point lead in the 3rd quarter. The only problem is Richmond's accuracy was shocking, missing goals from everywhere, keeping the Giants in the match. The inevitable happened in the last quarter. Richmond, a very young team, were always going to run out of gas, and the Giants took over in the last quarter. Richmond, who should have been 10 plus goals in front already and having the game won, were instead seeing their lead evaporate as the Giants came back, restricting Richmond to just 1 behind in the last quarter and using the clear imbalance in experience to their advantage as they squeaked past Richmond in the last few minutes to win by 3 points, dodging a massive bullet.
That's on him. He's been huge, Nankervis. Fonte, dangerous ball forward. And here is the moment. Brown marks on his chest. Brown for a 3rd. Pokes it through. 5 in a row for the Giants. And they are now in front. Heartbreak for the Tigers. The Giants come from the clouds with the last 5 on the back of a 3-quarter time speech by their injured champion, Cal Ward.
Number 5, 35 points. Hawthorn 10-16-76 defeated the GWS Giants 9-10-64, round 3, 2025. The GWS Giants kicked the first 5 goals against Hawthorn at UTAS Stadium in the round 3 clash against Hawthorn to lead by 35 points at quarter time. The Giants were pretty inaccurate though and should have led by more as they had a strong wind behind them. When Hawthorn kicked with the wind in the 2nd quarter, they played it way better than the Giants, kicking 6 goals to 0 to take the lead by half time. The Hawks outscored the Giants again in the 3rd quarter despite being against the wind. By that point, the game looked all but over. The Giants kept Hawthorn goalless in the last quarter despite the fact Hawthorn had the wind. However, were only able to kick 2 goals themselves and went down by 12 points. Jesse Hogan kicked 4 goals and Lockie Whitfield got 34 disposals.
2-on-2 goal square. Harvick front spot. Kept it in front. Handball. Gunston. Kickable by his standards. Bang! 4 in a row for Hawthorn against the breeze. Season is a marathon. But they are setting a brilliant pace, Hawthorn. They lost their first 5 games last season. They won their first 4 to start this season.
Number 4, 35 points. GWS Giants 15-10-102 defeated Sydney 8-10-58, round 20, 2025. Sydney led by as much as 35 points against the GWS Giants in the round 20 clash at NG Stadium during the 2nd quarter. Sydney were desperate to keep their finals hopes alive and were playing very well up to half time. However, no one was expecting what was about to happen in the 2nd half. The game was about to completely turn on its head. The Giants absolutely tore Sydney a new one in the 3rd quarter, kicking 9 goals to 1 in what was a shocking 3rd quarter for Sydney. Sydney would also go goalless in the last quarter, meaning they only kicked 1 goal in the second half after looking like winning easily, and went on to lose by 44 points. Sydney's season was officially over after this performance.
Goes one way, then on the left. Stringer. Stringer. Steps around. Number 3. And they bring up the triple figures.
A mark inside 50 to Toby. What a finishing touch that'd be. The new Kings of Sydney. The Giants.
Number 3. 39 points. Brisbane, 18-10-118, defeated the Western Bulldogs, 14-13-97. Round 5, 2025. The Western Bulldogs led the Lions by 39 points early in the third quarter at Norwood Oval in 30-plus degree heat during gather round. Brisbane, who are a Queensland team and clearly are more used to the heat, were able to take advantage and come back a big time to win the match by 21 points. Eric Hipwood kicked 5 goals for Brisbane, while Logan Morris kicked 4. Hugh McCluggage got 32 disposals for Brisbane.
Brisbane up trailing by 39 points. The Premiers. Buku taps it to ground. Morris.
We'll get another one.
Eric for another goal. Hipwood streams in. What about the celebration now? Look at Eric runs away. Remarkable from Hipwood. He's kicked 5 and a half. 39 points down. Brisbane do a job on the Dogs by 21 points. And this Brisbane team, they are never, ever beaten. Stunning game of football. Wonderful location.
Number 2. 41 points. Richmond, 13-4-82, defeated Carlton, 9-15-69. Round 1, 2025. It was the first game of the season for both teams, and no one really expected what to see from Richmond going into this game after winning just 2 games the year prior. The match started as most predicted. Carlton were in control the whole of the first quarter, then got out to a 41-point lead halfway through the second quarter with the help of the umpires. However, Richmond started to turn the tide and cut down the margin to 25 points at half-time. As Richmond started getting closer, Carlton started panicking and couldn't handle the pressure. The scores were level by three-quarter time before Richmond took over in the last quarter, defeating Carlton by 13 points at the MCG. I was lucky enough to be in attendance for this match, and as a Richmond supporter, this is my favourite game I've ever been to. Jack Ross was best on ground, kicking 2 goals to go with his 28 disposals.
Lawler over the top, the handball is good. Ross thumps it long. Seconds will tick by. The ball will bounce. The run is on. The ball sits. It's off. It's through. It is a goal. Seth Campbell. Bang, bang, bang.
And the Tigers are going to get their first win of the year in front of 80,009 people. Watch them celebrate at the G.
Number 1. 46 points. St Kilda, 15-6-96, defeated Melbourne, 13-12-90, round 20, 2025. This is one of the most insane games you will ever see. Not only is it the best comeback of 2025, but St Kilda broke the AFL record for the biggest three-quarter time comeback in AFL history. St Kilda trailed by 46 points against Melbourne in the round 20 clash at Marvel Stadium. Melbourne were dominating the game, and St Kilda never looked like winning. St Kilda kicked a whopping 9-0 in the last quarter to steal it. Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira kicked a goal to level the scores, and the clock stopped at 8 seconds. Now, most people would consider anything under 9 seconds to be impossible to score a goal from a centre clearance. But somehow, Melbourne made it happen in one of the most monumental chokes you'll ever see. Melbourne would give away a free kick in the middle of the ground for a 666 rule violation, before allowing Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira to get loose in St Kilda's forward line and take a mark. Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira would go on to kick the goal after the siren to get St Kilda a 6-point win. Only a very dumb free kick in the middle and poor defence could have possibly got Melbourne the loss in that game, and that's exactly what happened. Unbelievable.
Here they come. Windhager. Wood. Inside 50. Wanganeen-Malira! What a mark! Name your price! Unbelievable. St Kilda's future. Can he level the scores? Of course he can! He's Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira! Nasiah the Messiah! He can do it all. We've seen him behind the ball as a mid and then stick him at full forward. Let him sit on ahead and win you the game.
6-6-6.
Total confusion.
Here we go. Yeah,
And now, away we go. Marshall, Wanganeen-Malira! Oh! Siren sounds! Any score will do. For the greatest comeback in the history of VFL, AFL football! What?
So that's a wrap for this video. I'd like to thank you all for sitting through all the way until the end. Go ahead and tell me what you think in the comments. Go ahead and let me know which comeback was your favourite in the comment section down below. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content like this in the future. Also be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also be sure to subscribe to my premium member, King Goals with Nick. Link to his channel is in the description. Also be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channels. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast channel, King Snakes of Stoody. Also be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel, Stoody Archives. Links to both of those in the description. Also be sure to join my Discord server, East Coast Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, and I also have TikTok. The username for my Instagram is StudioonYT, and the usernames to my Twitter and TikTok are StudioYT. Links to all of them will also be in the description. I hope you had a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.